أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to today's class. I hope that you are all well. We'll start off our class with our daily dua. If ST could please call our student to the mic. Start off with us.
Assalamu alaikum. G1 713.
G1 713. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So as G1713 starts to read, make sure everyone else is reading Dawahs and Tasmiyah as well. So G1713, if you could please lead us.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
And the translation, please.
I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
Well done. And what's in the blue box as well?
Why we recite the wudu. Before reciting Quran, Allah tells us in chapter 16, verse 99, and we, the recite Quran, seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
Well done. Moving on to Tasmiyah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
And the blue box as well, please.
Reciting Bismillah before every deed invokes the blessing of Allah upon that deed. It is sunnah to recite it before every good deed.
Well done. So this is our prayer for today. I can read it once for you and then you can have a go as well. رَبِّ عَلِّمْنِي مَا هُوَ خَيْرٌ عِنْدَكَ.
Rabbi allimni ma huwa khayrun indak.
Well done, mashallah. And now if you could finish us off with the translation and what's in the blue box as well.
O my Lord, teach me what is best for me in your knowledge. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, the promised Messiah and Mahdi alayhi salam, had many dreams, visions and revelations. These are collected together in Taqriza.
So the book is called Tazkirah. Well done.
The above dua can be found in the Tazkirah.
Well done, mashallah. Jazakumullah G1713. So the above dua can be found in Tazkirah. We'll move on now to our class etiquette. So make sure everyone has come with their correct ID, as that is essential that we know you are here and that's how we note down you're here. Next, make sure you have parental supervision, meaning your mom or your dad is sitting next to you to help you in the class. Third, make sure you're sitting in a quiet place. So if you're called to the mic, we can easily hear you and then there is no interruption to the class. Make sure you're wearing a head covering. This could be a scarf or a dupatta for nasirat and a cap or topi for at-tafal. Make sure you're wearing clean clothes. It should be like you going to the mosque, or if you're going to school, you wear clean clothes whilst going to the mosque. So it should be the same over here. And lastly, make sure you've done ablution and wuzu, as we will be reading the Holy Quran. So before we start our lesson, I'll quickly send in the link for the attendance form that I would like everyone to fill in. Moving on. So for today's schedule, we have, as it's week 11 and class 43, we will be doing lesson 21 of Waqf, and we'll be starting off with the first 11 cases. The material for this class is from Talimul-Quran, lesson 21, at page 85. The practice text is exercise 21, And for the Holy Quran, we will be doing Surah Al-Kafirun. So we'll start off our lesson. As I said before, today we will be doing the rules of Waqf. So first of all, I'll start off by explaining what Waqf is. Waqf means to stop or pause during the recitation. Pausing at the end of the meaningful sentence or a verse with a break of breath is called Waqf. The correct way of pausing at various types of Quranic words is explained below. As it shows in the table below, we will be doing 11 causes on this page. So first of all, I'll go in deeper in Waqf, as we have been doing our surah, and today we'll be doing Surah Al-Kafirun. As we stop at an ayat, that is taking Waqf, we are doing Waqf. But over here, as we're doing the rules of Waqf, this is the causes, like we can see in number 1. In continuation, if we have this word, ذَلِكَ, we can see at the end it has a fatha. The fatha will change into sukoon, meaning when we pause at the end of the table, it says ذَلِكَ. We can see on the kaf, we can see that there is sukoon. This shows us that we are about to pause. So this is the explanation for number 1. Moving on to number 2, we can see an example where there is kasra on the meme. We can see over here, meme has a kasra. And then next, the meme will change into sukoon as we pause. So we will read this, yawm. Whilst we read this, we need to remember that we are pausing. That means we will be putting a sukoon in place of the kasra. Now, if a sticker, please call a student to the mic so I can practice with them.
G1 795. Assalamu alaikum. G1 795.
G1795, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So we'll start off with the first example, as I've done before. First of all, could you tell me how you would read it in continuation? This would be read like if we're reading a verse and there is something afterwards, meaning we continue the verse as normal. So if you could start off with reading this first example.
Zalika.
Well done. And now, as I said before, fatha, we can see on the kaf, there is fatha. This will change into sukoon. So in pause, how will we read it?
Zalik.
Well done, mashallah. Now, on number 2, we can see the cause number 2. We have a kasra on the last letter, which is meme. This is how we will read it in continuation. So if you could please show us how we read this first one.
Yomi.
Well done. Now, as I said before, kasra will change into sukoon. We know what sukoon is. This is the sign on the meme for the next box. So if you could please read this one as well from us.
Yom.
Well done. Really good job. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Now I believe we have G1796 as well.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. So G1796, please stay on the mic. First of all, I'll explain the rule for number 3, and then you will have a go at reading it.
Yeah.
So first of all, we can see in number 3, we have this word over here. Could you please read this one for us?
Nabudu.
Well done, really good job. Just remember, as we're joining the ghain, which has sukoon, we need to make a flexible noise. Na'budu.
Nabudu.
Well done, good job. So we can see if we're reading in continuation, so if we're reading it normally, as we read in the Quran, the dhamma will stay the same. But if we need to pause to take a breath, to make a break at dal, the dhamma will change into a sukoon. which is displayed over here. So we can see in the last box, it shows us how we will be reading it in pause. So if you could please have a go at reading it. Well done, really good job. So just keep in mind, Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma. This has the same rule mostly. For the short strokes, we can see there is Fatha, Kasra, Dhamma. They will all three of them will change into Sukoon. So in all three of these examples, the Kaf, which has a Fatha, changes into Kaf with Sukoon. Meme that has Kasra changes to Meme with Sukoon. Dal with Dhamma changes to Dal with Sukoon. So I hope all of you remember that. Otherwise, well done, both of you, G1795 and G1796. Jazakumullah, both of you, for coming to the mic.
I have a
Okay, so we'll move on to our next participant. So if you could please call someone to the mic.
G1704.
G1704. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So we can see over here, number 4. This is the 4th course that can appear in our rules of waqf. So we can see over here, in continuation, I'll read this once for you. Makhtumin. This is how we read it normally, as it says in the Quran, as it says how it reads. Then, if we are about to pause on the meme with the tanween, so kasratan, then the tanween of kasra will change into sukoon. We can see over here, in pause, it is displayed as makhtoom. So if you could please have a go at reading for number 4. So first, could you please have a go at reading in continuation?
Makhtumin.
Well done, really good job. Now, if we're pausing, we know that the tanween will change into sukoon. So if you could read this one as well for me.
Makhtum.
Well done, really good job. Now, could you just let me know how we know that we are changing into pause? So if we have tanween, how will we know tanween on kasra? How will we know that what we are changing to? So could you please explain how we are changing it to sukoon?
So since the meme is the last letter, since we need to take a break or take a breath, what we do is that we change the tawin into a sukoon so that
Well,
we can
take a pause. Well done. Really good job. So as you've explained very well, mashallah, the meme with the tanween of kasra will change into sukoon as we pause. For continuation, it will stay the same. And for pause, we will just add a sukoon onto the meme. We will replace the tanween of kasra, meaning kasratan, to the sukoon. So very well done, mashallah. So jazakumullah for coming to the mic, G1704. Jazakumullah. Now, if you could please have another student.
G1774. G1774. Assalamu alaikum.
G1774. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
good.
Good, alhamdulillah. So we'll be moving on to course number 5. Now we can see that we have tanween of dhamma, which will be changed into sukoon. We can see on the noon over here, we have tanween of dhamma, dhammatan. And then next over here, when we're pausing, if we need to take a break, as we need to take a breath, it will change into sukoon. So if you could please first of all read the one for continuation.
Qur'anun.
Well done. So I'll read this one for you as well. Qur'anun. So well done over here. Just could you have a go reading this again?
Qur'anun.
Well done. Really good job. Now, as I said before, if we need to imagine to take a breath over here on the noon for dhammatan, the noon with dhammatan, we want to take a breath over here. How will we read it?
Qur'anun.
Well done. So this is for continuation. If we want to take a breath over here, we need to take a break, as in then we need to continue again. So for over here, as we pause on the noon for dhammatan, how will we read it? So we know that it's going to change into sukoon. So if you could please read the last bits for us.
Qur'an.
Well done. Really good job. So just keep in mind for tanween of dhamma, this will change into sukoon, meaning tanween of kasra and tanween of dhamma will change into sukoon. Moving on, Jazakumullah, G1774 for coming to the mic. Okay, so moving on, we can see that there is number 6, so cause number 6. Over here, we have vertical kasra, which will then change into sukoon. We can see over here on the ha, we have a vertical kasra, which we know is prolonged for 2 seconds, as done in past classes. And then in the section where it says pause, we can see in the color, the red signifies that we will be changing it to sukoon. So if you could please call a student to the mic.
G1741.
G1741.
721. G1721.
G1721. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine as well. Jazakumullah for asking. So as I explained before on course number 6, if you could please have a go at reading section in continuation. So this one over here.
Rasulihi.
Well done. Really good try. So we remember, as there is vertical kasra, we need to prolong it for 2 seconds as we read it normally in the Quran. So I'll read this once for you and then you can have a go as well. Rasulihi.
Rasulihi.
Well done, really good job. So as I explained before, the vertical kasra on the ha will change into sukoon, meaning we will put a jazm on the ha. So it will be read like this over here in this box. So if you could please read it for us.
Rasulih.
Well done, really good job. So if we pause, if we need to take a break on Rasulihi, then we'll change the vertical kasra to sukoon, which will be then read Rasuli, which you displayed very well for us. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic, G1721. Jazakumullah.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. If you could please have another student.
G1779.
G1779. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So now we'll be moving on to course 7. So I'll
Can
quickly
I read
highlight
it
it.
myself?
Yes, sure, you can. So I'll quickly explain the rules for everyone in the class. So we can see over here on the ha. Could you just identify for me what sign is on the ha?
Vertical Dhamma.
So well done. It's called inverted dhamma, which will be prolonged for 2 seconds. As you can see, we know the sign of dhamma, as we can see on other letters, like for fifth example, qaf has dhamma. Then this, as the stroke changes to a long stroke, it will be shown as inverted dhamma. We can see the shape, it's inverted. So that's why we call it inverted dhamma. So well done. For inverted dhamma, we'll change it to sukoon. Meaning, on ha, as it has inverted dhamma, we want to pause on the ha, and then we change the letter and the sign of inverted dhamma to sukoon, as displayed in the section of in pause. So if you could please read it for me. Well done, really good try. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can read it again as well. Yarahu.
Yarahu.
Well done, really good job. So as I explained before, the inverted dhamma will change into sukoon. So how will we read it over here?
Yara. Yara.
Well done, really good job. So I'll read this one for you as well. Yarah.
Yara.
Well done, really good job. So for this rule, we need to keep in mind that inverted dhamma will change into sukoon and vertical kasra will change into sukoon, meaning our long stroke for vertical kasra and inverted dhamma will be the ones that change into sukoon. So moving on. Okay, so Jazakumullah for coming to the mic.
Can my sister have a go?
Yes, sure. What's her ID?
G1778.
Okay, well, G1778. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G1778.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. So you can have a go as well for course number 8. So I'll quickly explain it and then you can have a go as well.
Okay.
So we can see over here, ta'al marbuta will change to ha sakina. We can see over here we have ta'al marbuta, which is ta with dhammatan. This will change into ha sakina. So we know it's ta before, the letter is ta marbuta. But then it will change to ha sakina. So for this one, we need to remember, as we can see over here, I'll quickly highlight it. We have ta'i marbuta before, which has the tanween sign of dhammatan. Then it will change it to ha with sakin. So this is called ha sakina. So if you could please have a go at reading this example for me. First, in continuation.
Muhiratun.
Okay, well done. Really good try. I'll read this once for you and then you can have a go as well. Musfiratun.
Musfiratun.
Well done, really good job. So as I explained before, we can see that at the end there is tal marbuta. This will change into ha sakina. So as we read it in pause, could you have a go at reading it for me?
Which one?
Over here, this one over here, for number 8 in pause.
Musfira.
Well done, really good job. So we can see, as I'll explain it again, ta'al marbuta, we can see is before ta with dhammatan, so it's called ta'al marbuta. This will change into ha sakina. We can see there is ha. The 2 dots have gone. This shows us that this is ha now. We can see over here it has 2 dots. These have now changed to ha with sakin, meaning this is called ha sakina. So just keep this one in mind. This one's a bit different to the one before. Before we were just changing into sukoon. This one we're changing it to ha sakina. So otherwise, very well done, mashallah.
Jazakallah Hafiz.
Jazakumullah. So as I was saying before, if there is ta marbuta and ha sakina, for the ha and ta marbuta, they will both change into sakin. So they'll change both into ha sakina. So I was explaining before, ta marbuta, this one's a bit of a different one, so everyone please listen carefully. Ta marbuta and ha sakina was ha. Ta marbuta and ha will change into sakin. So just keep that in mind whilst reading. Otherwise, very well done. Moving on to our next participant.
G1 716.
G1 716.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good.
Good, alhamdulillah. So start off with cause 9. We can see over here, fatha with alif will be pronounced in place of tanween, meaning fathatan. We can see over here in the continuation area for cause 9, we have ba, which is carrying the fathatan. This we can see over here, we have ba with alif madya. Over here, in this example, we can see fatha with alif will be pronounced in place of tanween. So the tanween for the fathatan, so this is just for fathatan, will then be changed into fatha with alif. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can have a go as well. Abwaban. Could he have a go as well? Well done, really good job. Now over here we have in pause, so the fathatan will be changed into fatha with alif. It will be pronounced with fatha with alif. So if you could have a go at reading this one. Well done. So I'll read this once for you. Abwaba. Well done, really good job. So we need to show over here. So just to keep in mind, we know before as we were doing tanween of kasra and tanween of dhamma. So for kasra then, the meme we can see over here, it's carrying tanween of kasra. This will change into sukoon, which we can see in the pause area. Moving on to dhamma, tanween of dhamma. This will be, as there is dhamma 10 on the noon, this will be changed into sukoon. Just for tanween with fathatan that we have done in 9. The fatha with alif. So fatha with alif would be pronounced in place of tanween fathatan.
Okay.
So I hope everyone understood this rule. Okay, so if we could please have another student.
G1 775.
G1 775. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Good.
Good, alhamdulillah. So we'll be moving on to course 10 over here. We can see for course 10, there will be no change, prolongation for 2 counts. So we can see over here, we have our vertical fatha. On the ayn, there is vertical fatha. This will have no change, and it will be the same and prolonged for 2 counts.
Okay.
So if you could please read the first example over here for continuation.
Yes.
Yes, go on.
Yes.
Well done, really good job. So it will be the same, both of them will be read the same, as there will be no change and it will be prolonged for 2 counts. And then lastly, for number 11, cause 11, there will also be no change and there will be prolongation for 2 counts as normal. We can see there's vertical kasra and it will stay the same. There will be no change and as usual, it will be prolonged for 2 counts. So if we pause over here, we will read it the same if we're pausing or continuing. So if you could please read this one as well to finish us off for the lesson.
Yuh.
Well done. And then this one as well.
Yuh. Yuh.
Well done. So this will be read the same as yuhyi.
Yuh.
Well done. Really good job. So Jazakumullah to all who participated in the rules of Waqf lesson. So now we're moving on to our surah. So today we have Surah Al-Kafirun, as you can see on the screen. As we've been doing before. So if everyone could please mute their mics. So as we've been doing before, are few facts that shows us about the Surah Al-Kafirun as an introduction to the surah. So first of all, Surah Al-Kafirun is from the part 30. So 30 is part number. As Holy Quran has 30 parts, Surah Al-Kafirun is the 109th chapter number. And the Holy Quran, so the Holy Book, has 114 chapters in total. There are 7 verses to the surah of Surah Al-Kafirun, and in total of the Holy Quran, there are 6,348 verses. In this surah, there is only 1 ruku, but however, in the Holy Quran, the whole book, there is 558 rukus. And lastly, there are 18 orders of revelation. So just for information, this is some key knowledge that we should know about our surahs that we are reading. And lastly, this surah is from Mecca. So this is a Makkani surah. We'll move on to the surah now. So we can see over here on the screen, we have Surah Al-Kafirun. If we could please call a student to the mic.
G1 708.
G1 708. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So have you read Tawaz and Tasmiyah at the start of the class?
No.
Okay, so if you could please start off with Tawaz and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Well done. So we will be just reading to the first ayat with you today. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can have a go at reading as well. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ
قل يا أيها الكافرون.
Well done, really good job. Just remember, as ya has tashdeed, so this is ya mushaddad, we need to join this strongly to the alif with fatha. Otherwise, very well done, mashallah. Now, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. If we could have another student.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
G1 742.
G1 742. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Walaikum salam.
How are you today?
I'm good, mashallah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah as well, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So, as we're doing a surah, have you read your Tawaz and Tasbih at the start of the class?
I forgot. Can I read? Yeah, I forgot.
Yes, right. So you can read it right now.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Well done. So we'll be reading to the third ayat over here.
Okay. Should I start?
If you want to start, go ahead.
From beginning or from the second ayat?
From this third one over here.
Okay. لا أعبد ما تعبدون.
Well done. So as we've been doing today in the class, as we're doing Waqf over here, so it's optional to do it over here. We haven't still learned the rules of the signs, but as a sunnah, we can pause over here. So if you would like, as you did pause, we need to change the fatha over here on the noon to sukoon, as we learned in today's lesson. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can have a go as well. لا أعبد ما تعبدون.
لا أعبد ما تعبدون.
Well done, really good job. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. If we could have another student.
G1 746.
G1 746. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. So we're starting off with the fourth ayat over here. Have you read your Tawaz and Tasmiyah at the start of the class?
Yes.
You're well done. So if you could start from here, if you want, I can read it for you first.
Wala. Can you read it with me?
Yes, sure. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can have a go as well. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
Well done. Really good job, mashallah. So as we learnt in today's class, as you did waqf over here, we took a breath over here. We will be doing the rules of waqf. So over here, keep in mind, as dal has a dhamma, the dhamma will be changed into sukoon. So just keep that in mind whilst reading. So if you could please have a go at reading this once more.
Wait, Budu?
So we will be reading it. We'll replace the dhamma with a sukoon.
I forgot what sukoon is.
So sukoon is just. So I'll read this once for you, and then you can have a go as well. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
Well done. Really good job, mashallah. So just keep on practicing at home as your homework. So Jazakumullah for coming to the mic G1 746. Very well done. Now if you could have another student.
G1 719.
G1 719. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So we'll be going on to the next ayat over here. So remember, as we've been learning about our rules of work, so just keep that in mind whilst reading. So if you could have a go at reading this ayat.
ولا
please.
أنا عابد ما عبدتم.
Well done. Really good job. Okay, so I'll read this once for you as well. You did a really good job. So I'll read this and then you can have a go again. ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم. So G1719, if you could have a go as well.
Okay. ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم.
Very well done. So you've read it correct. Just over here, Ana, this is one of the 41 letters in the Quran where we do not prolong the alif over here. Just keep that in mind whilst reading. We haven't learnt about this rule yet, but I've just briefly explained it. Otherwise, very well done, mashallah. So we'll call another student to the mic. Jazakumullah G1719.
G1 721.
G1721. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. For asking. Have you read Dawahs and Tasmiyah at the start of the class?
Yes.
Okay, well done. So there's some background noise making me unable to hear you.
I will tell them to be quiet.
Okay, so we'll come back to you again, G1721. So if we could have another student.
G1 736.
Could you please repeat the ID?
G1 736.
G1736. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine as well. Jazakumullah for asking. So if you could please read the next ayat over here.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
Well done, really good job. Just over here on the Ain, we have our sakin over here. Just as the letter Ain is flexible and comes from the middle of the throat, just keep in mind to make the flexible noise whilst reading it. So I'll read this once for you and then you can have a go as well. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد.
Well done, really good job. Just keep on practicing the sound of Ain at home. And lastly, could you just finish us off with this last ayat?
لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Well done, really good job. So I'll read this once again and then you can have a go as well. لكم دينكم ولي دين.
لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Very well done. So G1736, Jazakumullah for coming to the mic.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Jazakumullah. So we have covered the surah once in our class, and we do have some spare time. So if we could please call another student to read the surah again.
G1760.
G1760, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G167. Wa alaikum salam warahmatullah. How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. So have you read Dawahs and Tasmi at the start of the class?
Yes.
Okay, well done. So if you could please read the whole surah for us. I can read it once to start off, and then you can have a go as well afterwards. Okay?
Okay.
قل يا أيها الكافرون. Yeah, you can read.
قل يا
Well done. So I'll read this one for you. قل يا أيها الكافرون. G176 here. If you could please have a go reading this first ayat. Okay, so we'll move on to our next participant. If we could please call one.
G1762.
G1762. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Jazakumullah for asking. As we're a bit short on time, if you could please read the first ayat for me.
Okay. قل يا أيها الكافرون.
Well done. So, as we're a bit short on time, I'll read this surah once for everyone so everyone can listen to me, and then everyone can read this at home in their own time. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. I hope that it was helpful for all that I read the surah. So G1762, as we were a bit short on time, you wasn't able to read. So inshallah, if you could read this at home as your homework. So we'll move on to homework. So as we've been doing today, the work first 11 courses, just practice those at home. So this is exercise 21 on page 85. So as I have read the surah of Surah Al-Kafirun, you can also listen it to Al-Islam for the Holy Quran chapter 109 and just practice reciting Surah Al-Kafirun at home just to make practice, as that's the most essential thing. So we'll just end off our class with our dua. If first you could please call a student to the mic.
G1775.
G1775. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
G177. G1795.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Can I please confirm your ID?
Huh?
Can I please confirm your ID?
Yeah. G1775.
Okay, G1775. If you could please start off with ours.
Ow. Mm, oh, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Well done. If you could please read the translation.
I need help.
Okay, no worries. I can read it for you. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
Well done. And then the translation for Tasmiyah is, in the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
Well done. So we'll finish off our class with the closing dua. I'll read this and then you can have a go as well. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'anil azim.
Allahumma
Well done.
Adwin.
Well done. Really good job. So I'll read this once for everyone as well. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'anil azim. And then the translation. O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great.
Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great.
Well done. And then وَجَعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً.
Wajahu imaman wa turun.
So this is read. إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً.
Iman wa
So this is read. وَهُدًى
hudan
Well done. And then وَرَحْمَةً.
wa rahmah.
Well done. And then lastly, the
I
translation.
can read the translation myself
Okay, go ahead.
and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Well done. Jazakumullah for ending off our class G1775. Very well done. So we'll end off our class over here. Jazakumullah for everyone who attended today and everyone who participated in the class, whether it was in the dua or in the lesson. So we'll end off our class over here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.